that the athlete should not face jail time. She recommended a sentence of 3 years of correctional supervision and community service. Vergeer said South Africa's prisons were dangerous and ill-equipped to accommodate disabled prisoners. But Nel accused Vergeer of being ill-informed, saying she had based her evidence on 2 prison visits in the past 10 years. Correctional Services spokesman Mhaga says her claims about the country's prisons are inaccurate. Now, for more on the trial, and specifically the testimony about the state of South Africa's prisons, we're going to be crossing live to Chriselda Lewis. She's at the North Gauteng High Court. In fact, she's going to be joined by Mhaga himself. Chriselda, good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you, Leanne. On day 3 of pre-sentencing arguments in the Oscar Pistorius trial, where State Prosecutor Gerrie Nel is expected to continue his cross-examination of probation officer Annette Vergeer. We heard inside this court, called inside the court as blood money, money that Oscar Pistorius paid Reeva Steenkamp's family over the past 18 months. We understand 6,000 rand per month and a lump sum of 375,000 rand that Oscar Pistorius paid Reeva Steenkamp's family after the sale of his car. We also heard inside court yesterday that the Steenkamp family has now rejected that money and plans to pay back every single cent. Now, you'd ask the question why this money was paid to the Steenkamps. We understand it's alleged that the Steenkamp family had wanted to pursue a civil suit against Oscar Pistorius, and that now all of that has been dropped. It has changed. You would ask yourself the question also, what has changed in the financial circumstances of the Steenkamps? While allegations are also being made at this time that several local and international media houses have paid for interviews with the Steenkamp family on their ordeal, on their loss of Reeva Steenkamp. We also heard from Annette Vergeer as well. A swipe being taken at the Correctional Services and Justice Department here in South Africa, where she said in her probation report that Oscar Pistorius should not spend a single day in jail because it is too dangerous, and that the prisons in South Africa are basically ill-equipped to deal with people with disabilities, in particular in Oscar Pistorius' situation. Certainly that has ruffled feathers with the Justice and Correctional Services Department. To chat a bit more about that now, I'm joined by Advocate Mhaga, who is the spokesperson of that department. Advocate, thank you very much for your time this morning. First of all, let me get your reaction to Annette Vergeer's report that South African jails are ill-equipped to deal with people with disabilities.
Good morning, Chriselda, and good morning to viewers of Morning Live. I'm a bit handicapped in even commenting on this matter because of the child care role, which is why I will exercise restraint in my commentary on proceedings yesterday. However, we are really taken aback by the reports that cast doubt on the conditions of our correctional centers, because these suggestions are really inaccurate, given the fact that we are able to accommodate and cater all inmates, irrespective of the nature of their disabilities. And we have made expert senior officials available as and when the court requires those people to speak on issues relating to conditions in our jail.
Mr. Mhaga, or Advocate Mhaga, I apologize. I'm sure you cannot dispute the fact that there are issues relating to overcrowding. It's no secret that there's issues relating to gangs within the South African prison system. So, certainly you cannot dispute certain parts of what Annette Vergeer is saying.
Such allegations, which are untested, stand to be disputed, which is why we've taken trouble to make available a senior official to the court so that those issues could be clearly ventilated in a proper forum, which is the court. It would be inappropriate for me to go into details on those issues in the media when there are issues that are dealt with in a competent court of law. Safe to say that we are taken aback by these suggestions, and we still maintain that information is available to rebut that which was presented as inaccurate in the court of law.
When you say you dispute this, are we talking about correctional facilities in the country that have rails, that have adequate facilities? I understand that there are more than 1,000 people with disabilities in South African jails. Are you saying those rails are there, those toilets are there for people with disabilities?
All I can say is that we live in a society that respects the Constitution and the rule of law. Inmates, regardless of their disabilities, are kept and being rehabilitated in a humane condition, because that's what the Constitution, which guarantees their right to be treated with dignity, says. And we are a constitutional democracy. We abide by that. We have judicial inspectorate, which inspects our correctional centers to ensure that they are keeping people and rehabilitating and reforming them in a humane manner. That is why we've made our officials available to attest to that in these proceedings.
Is it true information that SABC News has that you will be meeting with the State Prosecutor Gerrie Nel this morning to discuss this issue, and someone will be made available? We already saw Advocate of the State Prosecutor Gerrie Nel indicate that he plans to call someone. Is that meeting taking place this morning?
I can confirm that we have made an official available to be a witness as and when required by the court to do so, in order to assist in the proper administration of justice and also rebut some of the inaccurate suggestions that had been made by a witness yesterday.
All right. Advocate Mhaga, thank you very much for your time there. There certainly is a new development in that an official will be made available for this particular case. What we had initially known was that the State Prosecutor Gerrie Nel had planned to call Oscar Pistorius' ex-girlfriend's mother, that would be Samantha Taylor's mother, to testify here, as well as Samantha Taylor's cousin, who were to give details on the relationship between Oscar Pistorius and Samantha Taylor, and allegations that she had suffered abuse at the hands of Oscar Pistorius. So certainly a new development here, Leanne, about a correctional services official, or an official from the Justice and Correctional Services Division, who will testify in this matter to rebut some of the assertions that were made by the probation officer, Annette Vergeer.
Right, Chriselda Lewis, thank you very, very much for that update. Watching very closely as to what happens during that sentencing today.